Thank you very much for having me here today. It's an honor. My name is Jonathan, and I'm going to be talking about the poster for the manuscript that my faculty mentor, Dr. Lee, and I have been working together on since January. I still remember visiting Dr. Lee for the first time in her office hours. Her first question for me was, "What's your career goal? What are you going to do when you graduate?" I told her that I planned on going to medical school. She immediately saw this as an opportunity to both work on a project she had been thinking about for a long time, as well as a way to help me. I'm so appreciative for her to give me the opportunity to co-author this manuscript with her. Dr. Lee has not only pushed me academically, but she has served by sharing her invaluable wisdom and her time. Dr. Lee made an observation over her years of teaching that students particularly found acid-base disorders to be challenging to learn. Part of what we thought may have caused this is the prevalence of figures like this. The problem with these figures is that it simplifies acid-base into a chart that only tells part of the story. Instead of learning the mechanisms at play, students are stuck memorizing arrows that point up and down and frankly have little meaning. Though not a new concept, we put our focus on the Henderson-Hasselbalch equation. What makes the Henderson-Hasselbalch equation such a powerful tool in teaching acid-base disorders are twofold. First, by design, the Henderson-Hasselbalch equation is the ideal tool to show the relationship between pH as it varies with changes to the buffer components. Second, students are already familiar with the equation as it is taught in general chemistry. Therefore, it seems less intimidating. The concentration of carbonic acid is regulated by the respiratory rate of the lungs. The concentration of bicarbonate, also known as the metabolic component, is regulated by the kidneys. To understand these components and their relevance to the Henderson-Hasselbalch equation, the only two aspects we concern ourselves with is pH and the ratio of salt concentration over weak acid concentration. pKa is a constant for this system, and the log function does not change the nature of this ratio. Therefore, they can both be overlooked to develop this qualitative analysis. During blood buffer homeostasis, the ratio of bicarbonate to carbonic acid is 20:1. Put simply, the overall ratio will equal 20. If the numerator increases while the denominator stays the same, the pH will increase because the ratio increased. On the other hand, if the denominator increases while the numerator stays the same, the overall ratio decreases, and this causes pH to fall. Figure 4 identifies the process through which students can use arterial blood gas test results to properly identify the disorder. As shown in Part A, the pH is normal. The ratio of bicarbonate to carbonic acid is the ideal 20:1. Therefore, this balance appears level. However, in Figure B, pH is low. This immediately reserves the designation acidosis. The bicarbonate is also low, indicating the issue is metabolic in nature. Therefore, the results shown in Figure B are representative of metabolic acidosis. Students who develop this type of understanding are well on their way to understanding the mechanisms that cause acid-base imbalance. This is why it is encouraged to prohibit the use of calculators, as it could lead some students to view the Henderson-Hasselbalch equation as a plug-and-chug formula and miss out on all the important information that it contains. After students were lectured on acid-base analysis, we utilized an active learning technique by offering a bonus assignment. The assignment presented real-world clinical case scenarios that asked students to identify the disorder, identify the component that was off balance, and then choose the correct compensatory response to regain homeostasis in the system. As an aid to the Henderson-Hasselbalch equation, students were also given Figure 4 to illustrate normal values as a level balance, and the result when one component is altered. Students were then given surveys to determine their experience with this module. The survey question and student responses can be seen in Table 1. 32 students from Anatomy and Physiology Spring 2018 and 21 students from Biochemistry Spring 2019 participated. Notably, in both classes, student responses to Question 5 indicated that thinking of acid-base balance as an ideal 20:1 ratio help them better understand acid-base imbalance. Thank you for listening, and I will be available during presentation hours to answer any questions that you may have.